So let us start the topic that we have discussed yesterday. Okay. Okay. Right. So this is the topic we had discussed yesterday, that Fourier source of heat conduction. So I think it was completed, but I will rewind it for coming to the next topic. The law says that the rate of flow of heat through a simple homogeneous solid is directly proportional to the area of suction at right angles to the direction of flow and to the change of temperature with respect to the length of the path of the flow. Simply Q proportional to A into dt by dx. Okay. The dt by dx is termed as temperature gradient in the area of cross section. It is perpendicular to the direction of flow. And the proportion is sign, we had changed the proportion sign to K, which means that constant of proportionality told as thermal conductivity. The negative sign shows the heat is flowing from the region of high temperature to low temperature. That means the temperature is decreasing to the another level. So these are the 6 assumptions that we discussed yesterday. So I already told that the Fourier law of heat conduction and the assumptions and the equation Q equal to K into A by A into dt by dx is very important because some problems. So this is something related to conduction, Fourier laws of heat conduction. Then we want to study about convection and thereafter radiation as well. So the next topic. Some essential features of Fourier law. It is applicable to all solid, liquid, or gas. The three matters, solid, liquid, and gas. Fourier law is applicable to the three all matters. The cannot is based on the experimental evidence and cannot be derived from first principle. It's an experimental evidence that we got from an experiment. It's not a theoretical concept. It's a vector expression indicating that heat flow rate is direction to decrease in temperature and is normal to an isotope. That's right. I said earlier that heat always travel from a region of high temperature to low temperature. So the next one, the fourth topic is the main, and it helps to define the thermal conductivity K of the medium through which the heat is conducted. From here, we will get the equation of K, right? Q equal to minus K into A into dt by dx. So minus negative sign always represent the temperature difference, which means the heat is flowing from the region of high temperature to low temperature. So we can avoid it for taking an equation. So from here, we can derive the equation of K. K equal to this dx is come to this place. So K will be equal to Q into dx by Q by A. A will be going down. Q by A into dx by dt. All right. Q into Q by A into dx by dt. So thermal conductivity is defined as K equal to Q by A into dx by dt. Okay. Yes. This is the equation. So I'm asking you, when will the equation will become K equal to 1? When will the equation will become K equal to 1? Whether all the terms Q, A, dx by dt want to be 1, or else the numerator and the denominator must be equal. Yes, the only condition to become K equal to 1. All right. So it's the condition to become K equal to 1. So when will become K equal to Q. K is thermal conductivity and Q is the amount of energy, Q, which is denoted by the unit watt. So when will the K will be equal to Q? The K will be equal to Q when A and dx by dt equal to 1. All right. So it is defined as thermal conductivity K is defined as, is read here, the amount of energy conducted, which is Q, K equal to Q, the amount of energy conducted through a body of unit area, which means area equal to 1, and unit thickness, which means dx is equal to 1, and unit time. So the dt will be always equal to 1. So K is the quantity called thermal conductivity. It is defined as the amount of energy conducted through a body, K equal to Q, the amount of energy conducted through a body of unit area and unit thickness in unit time. This is the difference. This is the definition of thermal conductivity. So that materials with higher thermal conductivity are good conductors of heat. When thermal conductivity value increases, the conduction ability of a material increases. As I told that thermal conductivity is defined as the ability of a material to flow heat inside it. Therefore, the materials which possess higher conductivity, thermal conductivity, are good conductors of heat, where materials with lower thermal conductivity are of good thermal insulator. What is my thermal insulator? Heat kadatti vidunnathine conductor ennu parayum, heat kadatti vidathadine insulator ennu parayum, alle. Whereas the material with low thermal conductivity are known as good thermal insulator, kadatti vidatha. Okay. So thermal conductivity depends essentially upon the following factors. The main 4 factors depend thermal conductivity: material structure, moisture content, density of the metal, and pressure and temperature. These 4 points are very familiar with. Right? Moisture content, density, material structure, which means that the overall structure of the material is outside property, and pressure and temperature is an inside property. These are some material and the thermal conductivity, which is there in the unit watt per meter Kelvin. Watt per meter Kelvin. The unit of thermal conductivity is watt per meter Kelvin. How do they come? K equal to Q by A into dx by dt, right? So Q is defined as watt, W, and dx by dt. Dx is length, meter, and area is meter square, and one and this m square, and sorry, taking m get cancelled. So watt per meter Kelvin. For dt, the unit is K. Therefore, the unit of thermal conductivity is watt per meter Kelvin. So these are some materials and the thermal conductivity in watt per meter Kelvin. For silver, it is 410 watt per meter Kelvin. For copper, it is 385 watt per meter Kelvin, and so on. The theory says that all metal only possess the thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity is only for, the theory says that thermal conductivity, the property thermal conductivity is always for only metals, but the only one non-metal which possesses a thermal conductivity is diamond. It's the exceptional case and will be asked in many exams. So the one and only non-metal which possesses the thermal conductivity is diamond. Okay. For copper it is 385, for aluminum it is 25, for cast iron it is between the range 55 to 65, for steel it is 20 to 45, for concrete it is 1.20, for glass it is 0.75, and so on. So the next topic is thermal resistivity. We already said thermal conductivity, and here it is thermal resistivity to resist the flow of heat. So here it says that when two physical systems are described by a similar equation, and has similar boundary condition, they are said to be analogous. When two physical systems are described by a similar equation and have similar boundary condition, they are said to be analogous. For example, I am writing here A by B equal to C, and D by E equal to F. Okay, A by B equal to C and dy equal to F. When these two physical systems, this system and this is the two systems, A by B equal to C one system and D by equal to F is a second system. When two physical systems are described by a similar equation, and has similar boundary condition, they are said to be analogous. So when these two equations became analogous, A will be equal to D and B will be equal to, it can be, B will get C and C will be equal to F when these two equations be analogous. Like that, here it is described that the two physical systems described here is heat and electrical current. Heat that we already discussed, Q equal to what? Q equal to K into A into dt by dx. K into A into dt by dx. And I, the current, electrical current, which is already studied, is I equal to V by R. I equal to V by R. And we studied Q equal to K into A into dt by dx. Sorry, dt by dx. Okay. The same equation, Q equal to K into A into dt by dx, can also be written in the form dt by dx by Ka. Okay, when K goes up, it will become K into A into dt by dx. This is shown in here. Heat flow Q equal to dt by dx by Ka and I equal to V by R or dV by R is a potential difference. So when these two equations, these two systems became analogous, we can relate the numerator and we can relate the denominator. Okay. So when current is related to Q, I will be equal to or analogous to Q. The potential difference here, for potential difference in current it is dV, and for potential difference in heat transfer is dt. Is termed as temperature difference. So for here, for current transfer, for electricity, the resistance is defined as R, and for here, for thermal resistivity, it is defined as dx by Ka. As that is analogous. So we can relate the resistance to dx by Ka. It is termed as thermal resistance. Thermal resistance is denoted by R, RTH. RTH. So RTH is defined as dx by Ka, and it is known as thermal conduction resistance. For electrical conductance, it is defined as R equal to V by I, and for here R equal to dx by Ka. So the reciprocal of thermal resistance is thermal conductance. Always it is for thermal resistance it is dx by A. For thermal conductance it is Ka by dx. The reciprocal of thermal resistance is thermal conductance. Here. Okay. I think you got the idea. When two systems are in analogous, we can relate the denominator and numerator with the numerator. So for here we are taking two systems, current and heat flow. For current equation is I equal to V by R, and for heat flow equation is Q equal to dt by dx by Ka. When we are relating this and with two equation is analogous, potential difference is related to temperature difference and electrical resistance is related to dx by Ka. For heat flow is termed as RTH, which is called thermal resistivity, and this equation is dx by Ka. So, as like as electrical conductance, using the equations in series and parallel for R equal to R1 plus R2 for series, and 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 for parallel in electrical conductance, right? As same, here we can also use this equation for thermal resistivity also. 1 by RTH equal to RTH1 plus 1 by RTH2, and for series RTH is equal to RTH1 plus RTH2. Okay, right. This is thermal resistivity and thermal conductance. Now let us look an example, a simple example as a question to understand what we have studied in Fourier law, the application of Fourier law. What is the equation of Fourier law? Q equal to minus Ka into dt by dx. So, okay, question. Calculate the rate of heat transfer per unit area through a copper plate 45 mm thick. Those one phase is maintained at 350 degrees Celsius and other phase is 50 degrees Celsius. For T1 equal to 350 and T2 equal to 50 degrees Celsius. Take thermal conductivity K equal to Kelvin or watt per meter degrees Celsius. So, first of all, the given solution for the given data is temperature difference T2 minus T1. As I said, T1 equal to 350, T1 equal to 350, and T2 equal to 50. So temperature difference T2 minus T1 equal to 50 minus 350. Thickness of copper plate L. Here we use dx in the case of Fourier law. Here it is termed as L. Thickness is defined as L, but we are using dx for thickness. Thermal conductivity is copper is defined as K equal to 370 watt per meter degree Celsius. So rate of heat transfer can be found out by equation Q equal to minus Ka dt by dx. Q equal to minus Ka dt by dx. For dt, temperature reference is T2 minus T1 and dx is termed as L. For direct equation, direct substitution, we will get the answer. 2.46 is watt, 2.46 into 10 raised to 6 watt per meter per, or else here meter square. Right? So the question is calculate the rate of heat transfer per unit area. Per unit area. Therefore, we are not finding Q but Q by A. So the equation becomes like this, and by unit will be watt per meter square. Right? Okay. There is another equation. There is another example for the application of Fourier law. Here we are finding heat flow across the paintball Q and temperature gradient dt by dx. And not explaining the problem because this is as same as the previously explained. The application of Q, the equation of Q equal to minus Ka dt by dx, and for temperature gradient we are using equation dt by dx. രണ്ടും സെയിം തന്നെയാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ അപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് രണ്ട് പ്രോബ്ലം കാണിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് പ്രോബ്ലത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ Q മാത്രം കണ്ടു. രണ്ടാമത്തെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ നമ്മൾ temperature gradient dt by dx കൂടി കാണുകയാണ്. Okay. A plane wall is 150 mm thick, which means dx equal to 150 mm, and its wall area is 4.5 meters square. Area equal to 4.5. Thermal conductivity is 9.35 watt per meter degree Celsius. And surface temperature is 30 at 150 degrees Celsius and 45 degrees Celsius. For the T1 equal to 150, T2 equal to 45. So dt equal to 150 minus 45 or 45 minus 150. Thickness is defined in mm. We want to change it to meter. Thermal conductivity is given as in the unit watt per meter Celsius. As per Fourier law, Q equal to minus Ka dt by dx, and we can get the equation and solution as 29452.5 watt. And second, we want to find is temperature gradient. As I said, temperature gradient is defined as dt by dx. It means T2 minus T1 by thickness, or we can use Q by Ka from here. dt by dx is equal to Q by Ka or minus Q by Ka. Right. This is also an example. From here, we are finding the Q is given already, but we want to find area only. So the equation is same, but we want to find the area. So take area in left side and other quantities to right side. we will get the area. I will send a copy of the PPT so we can refer it further. So the second one is heat transfer by convection. Heat transfer by convection. Before that, I am taking hour, so I am continuing to second hour. I am taking the first 2 hours from of today. Before we move into next topic, sorry for the lag. Advait AK. Advait is absent. Ajay Krishna.
Present, sir.
Akhil K.
Present, sir.
Akshay Krishna.
Present, sir.
Akshay T.
Present, sir.
Akshay Rajivan.
Present, sir.
Amarnath P. Okay, is absent. Tin Frederick. Absent. Diljit Suresh. Absent. Gokul Gangadharan.
Present, sir.
Jishnu Dilip. Joel Tom Babu.
Present, sir.
Junaid AP. Minosh K. Minosh K is absent. Muhammad Sinan.
Present, sir.
Niket Mohanan.
Present, sir.
Pranav K.
Present, sir.
Pranav N. Absent. Ritvik M.
Present, sir.
Srinath, sorry, Sharat KV.
Present, sir.
Srinath K.
Present, sir.
Srirag PV.
Present, sir.
Sulabh P.
Present, sir.
Yadu Krishnan K.
Present, sir.
Yadul Harish P. Yadul Harish.
Present, sir.
Okay. Arun Raj.
Present, sir.
Vishnu KV.
Present, sir.
Vishnu Sajeevan. Vishnu Sajeevan.
Present, sir.
Okay. Neeraj K.
Present, sir.
Neeraj K is absent.
Present, sir.
Renish K.
Present, sir.
Vaishak C. Vaishak C. Okay. Google Muralidharan.
Present, sir.
Okay. So, sorry for the lag. So, the Krishna, Harish, please switch off your microphone.
Yes, sir.
Switch off your microphone, please. Okay, thank you. Okay. Next one is heat transfer by convection. Heat transfer by convection. The rate of equation for the heat convective heat transfer is described as prescribed by Newton's law of cooling. It is defined as Q equal to H into A into Ts minus Tf. Q equal to rate of heat conductive heat transfer, A equal to area exposed to heat transfer, Ts equal to surface temperature, and F equal to fluid temperature, and H is the coefficient of convective heat transfer, which is a constant. We will get the value of H in problem. It's a constant value. So, this is the equation we want to study the rate of transfer by convection. For conduction, we have the equation of Fourier law of heat conduction. For convection, this is the equation we want to study. We want to use in problem Q equal to H into A into Ts minus Tf. This is prescribed by Newton's law of cooling. So we can term the H as H equal to Q by A into Ts minus Tf. It's a constant, it's a coefficient of convective heat transfer. It is termed as H, and we will get the value of H in problem. The constant value for different material. So what is the value of H depend on the following factors: thermodynamic and transport properties, nature of fluid flow, geometry of surfaces, prevailing thermal conditions. So this is the figure that I shown yesterday as like a hot plate, right? This is a hot plate, and the temperature is rising and fluid is flowing over it, and the heat is transferred to the medium through convection. Here also we will get a, as like conduction, there is a thermal resistivity for thermal resistance in conduction. In the case of conduction, here also we will get a convection thermal resistance. We can convert the equation in the form Q equal to Ts minus Tf by 1 by Ha. The equation here we can convert the equation as Ts minus Tf divided by Q by Ha. This equation. Here, fluid can be also written as Ts minus Tf by 1 by Ha. So this 1 by Ha is related to thermal resistance in the case of convection. Convective thermal resistance is defined as RTH of convection is used as 1 by Ha. Okay. There is a thermal resistance in the case of radiation also. So for application of the thermal equation in convection, we can deal with a problem. A hot plate 1 meter into 1.5 meter, which is area, it is maintained at 300 degrees Celsius. Air at 20 degrees Celsius flows over the plate. For conduction, we have a temperature difference T1 and T2, right? For a same, which means that conduction is a transfer of heat from one medium to the same medium or a same substance, or as the other substance is contact with it. So therefore, we are dealing with the temperature T1 and T2, which is temperature difference. For convection, the heat transfer is made between system and some surroundings. So there will be a fluid temperature and a system temperature, surface temperature. So the air is maintained at 300 degrees Celsius for a hot plate. and air at 20 degrees Celsius blows over the plate. If convective heat transfer H is 20 watt per meter degree Celsius, calculate the rate of heat transfer. This is a problem. So we have the equation Q equal to H into A into Ts minus Tf, right? So H is given as 20 watt per meter degree Celsius. Ts is given as surface temperature of hot plate 300 Celsius and air at 20 degrees Celsius as fluid temperature. So the difference is Ts minus Tf. A is given as 1.5 into 1, the area. 1.5 into 1, which is 1.5. I will get the Q as 8400 watt or 8.4 kilowatt. It's simple. Two equations use two cases, two equations. So this is another example. Here we want to find the electrical power. Confusion ഒക്കെ ചോദിച്ചെന്ന് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. രണ്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് ക്യൂ തന്നെയാണ്. ആ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇടുന്ന മാറ്റാണ് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത്. A wire of 1.5 mm in diameter and 150 mm long is submerged in water at atmospheric pressure, and electric current is passed through the wire and is increased until the water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So the wire diameter is 1.5 mm, which is 0.0015 meter. The length of wire L equal to 150 mm. The surface area of the wire we must find, it is pi dl. We know that surface area of the wire which is exposed to the transfer, which is not, we are not taking the circle, but with the exposed surface of wire, it is treated as pi dl. Pi dl. 2 pi rh is the equation, but 2 pi r. So there is 2 into r, which is used as d. So pi into d into h. Here h is given as length. So the equation will become area equal to pi dl. We want to find the area, and thereafter, by using equation Q equal to h into A into Ts minus Tf, we will get the electrical power. The electrical power must be supplied will be always be equal to the total convection loss, or Q, the convective heat transfer. So the next one is radiation. Here already started the convection and conduction. The next one is radiation. Here, the laws of radiation. There are 3 laws of radiation: Wien's law, Kirchhoff's law, and Stephen Boltzmann's law. Wien's law states that in a state, it says that the wavelength lambda m corresponding to the maximum energy. The lambda m, which is corresponding to maximum energy, is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature T. Lambda m proportional to 1 by T, absolute temperature T. The absolute temperature means that at a state where the material possesses the lowest energy. For the material which has lowest energy, the temperature is termed as absolute temperature, and it states that the law says that for a corresponding maximum energy lambda m is inversely proportional to the 1 by T. Second is Kirchhoff's law. It says that the emissivity of the body at a particular temperature is numerically equal to its absorptivity of radiant energy from the body at same temperature. It means that എത്ര കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ അതിന്റെ വാല്യൂ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എത്ര വാങ്ങാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്ന വാല്യൂന് ഈക്വൽ ആണ്. Okay, this is simply explanation. Emissivity of the body at a particular temperature is numerically equal to the absorptivity. Emissivity will be equal to absorptivity. The third one is Stephen Boltzmann's law. This law says that emissive power of a black body is directly proportional to the 4th power of its absolute temperature. 4th power, Q proportional to T raised to 4. So we can remove by adding F into sigma into A. F into sigma into A, and the temperature T4 is treated as the temperature difference T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. So proportional sign is removed by using a factor F into sigma into A. Here F is termed as factor depending on the geometry of surface of properties, which will be given to a constant value, and sigma is Stephen Boltzmann's constant, is 5.67 into 10 raised to minus 8 is a constant value. Area is given in meter square. T1, T2 is a temperature degree or degree Celsius or in Kelvin. this equation can be also written as, we can split the equation for both the steps. The steps are not given here. We can split the equation in the form q equal to f sigma a t1 raised to 4 minus t2 raised to 4. We can split the equation like this: q equal to t1 minus t2 divided by 1 by f sigma a t1 plus t2 into t1 square plus t2 square. And for here, the denominator term 1 by f sigma a t1 plus t2 into t1 square plus t2 square is referred as radiation thermal resistance, RTH for radiation. Okay. All right. So here is a example for thermal resistivity for radiation. The equation we want to find heat loss by radiation, the value of thermal resistance, the value of equivalent conduction coefficient. Heat loss by radiation is q equal to f sigma a t1 raised to 4 minus t2 raised to 4. The question is a surface having an area of 1.5 meter square. Area is given as 1.5 meter square and maintained at 300 degrees Celsius. Exchange heat by radiation with another surface of 40 degrees Celsius for T1 equal to 300 and T2 equal to 40. The value of factor due to geometric rotation and emissivity is F is given as 0.52. So all the properties are given, and we know the sigma, the value of sigma is constant, it is 5.67 raised to minus 8 is given here. Watt per meter square Kelvin raised to 4. So direct substitution in the equation, we will get the value q equal to 4341. For the second one is the value of thermal resistance, RTH. We know that here q equal to T1 minus T2 by RTH is given here. Q equal to T1 minus T2 by, this is RTH. This is RTH. So we can find RTH by T1 minus T2 by Q. T1 by T2 minus 2. A equal to B by C. So C equal to B by A. So RTH can be found by T1 minus T2 by Q. See here, T1 minus T2 by Q. We can find RTH. For the third, the value of equivalent convection coefficient. Equivalent convection coefficient related to thermal conductivity in radiation. So we know that the equation of convection equation is Q equal to H into A into T S minus TF. Right? For here radiation it will be given as T1 minus T2, and for H equal to H in HR is given. So we want to find HR, right? The value of equivalent convection coefficient, HR. So we can convert the equation into HR equal to Q by A into T1 minus T2. The Q is known value, A is a known value, T1 and T2 is a known value. We can arrive at solution. Okay. There is another example given here. So I'm not dealing with that example. So we want to move to another topic. We are already late. We want to move to another topic. So I'm going to study, I'm going to teach you an important derivation related to the law of conduction. So up to this, ഇതുവരെ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചത് കണ്ടക്ഷൻ, കൺവെക്ഷൻ, റേഡിയേഷൻ എന്നുള്ളതിൻ്റെ ബേസിക് ഇക്വേഷൻസും അത് റിലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന, അത് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന ബേസിക് പ്രോബ്ലംസുമാണ്. 3 കണ്ടക്ഷൻ, കൺവെക്ഷൻ, റേഡിയേഷൻ, അതിൻ്റെ ഇക്വേഷൻസ്, അതിൻ്റെ പ്രോബ്ലംസ്, സിംപിൾ പ്രോബ്ലംസ് ആണ്. അതിനെ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് കാണിച്ചു എന്ന് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. സോ നൗ വി ആർ ഡീലിംഗ് വിത്ത് conduction only, the main topic we want to arrive. So before that,